Ksenia Hleap is Development Director at AVPA in Paris, where she leads communication and development initiatives. With more than 7 years' experience advancing AVPA's global contests, she champions recognition for agricultural excellence, including teas and herbal infusions, connecting small growers worldwide with the gastronomic community and broader consumer appreciation. Welcome back to the podcast, Ksenia. AVPA annually awards more than 130 medals to tea and herbal producers across more than 30 countries. Besides winning a medal or receiving a certificate of merit, what are the tangible benefits of participating in the Teas of the World contest?
The biggest benefit is visibility, for sure.
Okay.
For many small growers outside the well-known tea market, it can be very difficult to reach international buyers or even be recognized at home. So being part of AVPA places their work on the international stage with exposure through press release, professional network, and events. Producers also receive a professional testing report on demand, which is the real asset. They can use this feedback to improve quality, adjust processing, or refine even their storytelling. And just being listed among the contest winners gives credibility that helps open doors with importers, specialty shops, and even chefs who might not otherwise have discovered this tea.
The contest positioned teas as a gastronomic product, much like wine or chocolate. How does this shift in framing help producers communicate value to buyers and consumers?
When tea is spoken of as a gastronomic product, the conversation moves away from bulk pricing and commodity trade. Instead, it emphasizes origin, craftsmanship, terroir, and flavor profiles. The same qualities people already appreciate in wine or in cheese in France, for example. So for producers, this framing allows them to highlight uniqueness and culture heritage, not just yield or cost. It encourages buyers as well, buyers and consumers, to see tea as something to savor and pair with food, which justify higher value and more meaningful storytelling about the tea producing and tea heritage, tea culture.
Many of the growers listening to this podcast are resource constrained. What does participation actually involve, from entry process to sending samples? And how does AVPA ensure fairness for producers of different scales?
So the entry process is internationally designed to be accessible. So we are trying to do our best to give the equal chance to everyone and to have the possibility to enter. Producers need to fill out an online form and send us the samples. It's around 200 grams. If it is a very small producer, there is an exception, so they can bring us even less than 200 grams. AVPA does not compare producers by size or volume in the tasting, but they compare the producers by taste and quality of their tea. Samples are all blind tasted, which ensure fairness. It means that a cooperative in Nepal or a small farm in Africa is evaluated on the same footing as an established estate in China or in Japan.
Can you share an example of a past participant who didn't win a medal, but still benefited significantly from the exposure and evaluation?
This is a very interesting question. Thank you very much, Dan, for this. The philosophy of AVPA is about to speak only about the winners. So we are not speaking about the participants if they don't want, if they don't ask us to do it, because we are protecting the identity of the people, and there is some they don't want to say that they participated and didn't want. Meanwhile, yes, for sure, we have the examples of producers who didn't win a medal and who could benefit from us as well. There was, for example, I will not say the name, but a small producer from Latin America who entered the contest a few years ago. The first year they entered, they did not receive a medal, but they asked the detailed jury note, and the detailed jury note helped them understand how their product was perceived internationally. They used that feedback to adjust harvesting and drying methods, and they sent their tea next year. They won a gourmet medal and began promoting themselves as recognized by AVPA. That allowed open conversation with the specialty importers who might never have noticed them otherwise. Today, their teas are present in Europe shops, not because of the medal, but because the contest gave them legitimacy for telling their story.
The competition is judged by a jury that blends tea experts with culinary professionals. Why is that mix important, and how does it influence the way teas are evaluated and ultimately perceived in the marketplace?
To have two types of the jury, it's real AVPA philosophy, and it's the philosophy for our four contests, not only about for the tea contest. So we created this 23 years ago, and still we continue to manage like this because we are persuaded that to have two types of jury, the technical one and the gastronomic one, it's the real value added for the participants. So the mix is really at the heart of AVPA philosophy. The expert jury, tea experts, bring technical knowledge of cultivation, processing, and tasting standards. Culinary professionals, gastronomic jury, like chefs, sommelier, or just people who is working in tea industry but not already tea professional, they bring a broader gastronomic perspective. As well, they bring the knowledge of the simple client. I said simple client not to say like he is simple, but they are more closer to the market. Together, they help position tea not just a technical product, but as a part of a wider food culture. They influence how tea are described, how they might be paired, or how they can be communicated to consumer. For producers, it means their teas are evaluated in the same language buyers and food professionals issue, making it easier to connect with the new markets.
Produced by AVPA Studios. Connect your voice to the world.